Wow. Hi, everyone. So, this is my very first time doing a YouTube live. We'll see how it goes. Yesterday, Elliot and I did a little test run, and I think it went okay. So, we'll see. I see that some of you are already here, which is exciting. If you can hear me, can someone just say, "Hey, I can hear you," just to make sure? Typically, I do these gatherings on Zoom, so you can hear me. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Okay, we've got a couple of minutes. Let me just familiarize myself with all of this. I'm so excited you guys are all here. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. It looks like there's probably a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. All right, beautiful. We got 2 more minutes. So here's what I'm going to say, just because let's fill in some empty silent space. After we're done, I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but after we're done, I'm going to encourage all of you to have a journal, sit down and do a little just kind of introspection on what you experienced. So if you don't have that now, go grab your stuff, grab what you need, grab something to drink. We're going to start in about a minute, so you don't really have a whole lot of time. Look at all these beautiful names from the Philippines. Oh my gosh. Welcome. I can't even imagine what time it is out there, Gabriel. Beautiful. So excited. All right, I'm going to give it 1 more minute. And I think, Elliot, if you're here, let me know when you are here. Hmm. From Texas, from Germany. Oh my gosh, you guys. Serbia. Oh my goodness. I went to Serbia about a year and a half ago, actually. It was quite an experience. South Africa. Wow. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so happy to do this. This is so exciting. We're going to have 4 days of this. It's going to be great. Illinois, Austin, Texas. I love Austin. I spent 4 months in Austin a year and a half ago, and it was epic. Missouri, Washington, Florida. Wow. Latvia. Holy cow. Latvia, Canada. I love it. Germany, Scotland. You guys. All right. It's 11 o'clock. Let me really quickly, because I don't, Elliot is checking in. Beautiful. I was just about to go check on you. Beautiful. Okay. So let me get into it. It's 11 o'clock. I keep saying it's 6 o'clock, but it's not. It's 11 o'clock in the morning here at Pacific Standard Time. And I'm Elena with the Witches Box. And we are here today with a new offering that we have for free, obviously, for all of you here, called Witch Meditate. I have been talking incessantly about meditation and the importance of meditation for witches for quite a while in various ways throughout the Witches Box and its offerings. I think through the BookTube channel, when we do our deep dive gatherings for those who are subscribed to the box. I've talked about it for those who are subscribed to the book when we do our gatherings there, in various places. It's important for so many reasons, and I'm going to get into that at some point in long detail in an ebook that we'll send out at some point in the next few months. However, I thought that because we are now in this wild place on the planet all over, we're dealing with this pandemic, people are really, are spending more and more time locked in at home for good reason. We are all social distancing. There is this strange opportunity where we're having to reassess and reevaluate our lives, how we spend our time, even though it sounds like having to be home more often is a great recipe for practicing stillness. In fact, there's just so much stress and fear just in the air around us that it becomes challenging to center, especially when, and I talked about this, I think, in the COVID-19 video that I put out a couple of weeks ago. We are at a time on the planet where every single human being, just about, unless you are completely disconnected from media and from news and from community, we are all tuned into this frequency of fear for a specific thing. This pandemic has affected everybody all over the planet. And so we have this unique situation where that energetic field is being fed by everyone on the planet, just about. It's not even close to an exaggeration. And that creates a lot of energetic pull. It creates a lot of energetic drainage. And even for those of us who are witches, who identify as witches and work in the world of energy, right? We stand in the in between spaces as witches. Even for those of us who are aware of that, it becomes incredibly draining and damaging for all of us. It's a lot to manage. Meditation is an incredible tool for counterbalancing that, for helping us to recalibrate back to center. So, really quickly, I'm going to stop here. I'm not reading the chat. Elliot is there reading the chat. So, Elliot, if there's anything that I need to stop talking about um, and pause and read a message, I don't even know how I would get you to. Oh, you just told me something. Okay, hold on a second, everyone. We're just going to do this by ear. Can you take the scarf off? Yes, I can take the scarf off since it's scratching the mic. Sorry about that. This is me at my unprofessionalness. All right, boom. Let me know via text, Elliot, if there's anything that I need to know, and I'm going to just kind of maybe prop my phone up here. Okay, so meditation, important. And that's why I'm putting together an ebook to send out to people. We'll be putting that together and in the next few months. But I don't want to wait that long. And I think that sometimes it's great to talk about things. It's great to offer up instruction on things, but sometimes it's even better to just let's get together and do it. And so the reason for all of this is that this gives us an opportunity, even if we are all separated by distance or separated by computers, we are creating our own web of energy around the globe right now as we get together to do this. And it also allows all of you the practical experience. Let's dive in and just do it together. There is not a better teacher for you on your path as a witch than your direct experience. And that to me is, as a facilitator at the Witches Box, probably the best gift that I can give you. I can give you words, I can give you verbal instruction, but doing it together, doing it gives you direct experience from which to jump off of, and that's invaluable. So that is pretty much like the umbrella intention for this. We're going to be covering 4 different guided meditations across today through Thursday. We're going to leave these on YouTube so that you can come back and have someone, me, guide you through a meditation if that's easier. But for instance, the one that we're going to do today, it's going to be very easy for you to learn and do on your own. So this is a resource that you can come back to over and over again. It's here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do together. I'm going to check in really quick because my phone keeps turning off. Okay, so we're good. I feel like we're okay. You guys can all hear me. Elliot is talking with all of you, and we have 112 people here. You are all amazing. I'm so glad. Quick housekeeping. I just gave you a quick little intro. I'm going to give you a little further detail on the meditation that we're going to do today. As you are all chatting with one another, that's fantastic. I want you guys to interact with each other, ask questions if you need to while I explain what this meditation is. But then what I want is for all of you to stop chatting. So when we go into the meditation, I would like for all of us to come into the participation together. And if questions come up, hold on to them. And then what I would love for you to do is at the end of this, when we close out, ask your questions in the comment section below, because this video will live on our channel. And I will answer those directly as time passes and as those questions come in, because I would really love for us to come back together or come in together into this stream of intention so that we can do this guided meditation together. I think that the collective will provide an energetic support for all of us in a way that will deepen and enrich the experience for each of us. Okay, there's that. Let me just look over my notes to make sure that I haven't missed any logistical points. I think I've already told you there are going to be 4 of these lives. So today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can come and join all of them. Tell your friends. And then other than that, I've covered the intention. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what this particular meditation is. In all of the other times that I've talked about meditation in the different videos and social media and all the things that I have out there, I speak specifically about the breathing meditation, the simplest, like bare minimum meditation, which isn't to say that it's minimum value, but it's minimum in terms of perceived effort. It's actually both simple and complex at the same time. We're not going to be doing that particular meditation, which is really about closing your eyes and focusing on the breath and practicing letting go of your distractions. That's kind of like the basic. It's not really basic, but I'm lacking the right words. It's kind of the foundational, there you go, the foundational type of meditation. This meditation is guided. There's going to be some visualization, and its intention is specifically about coming into our body. When we are stressed, frazzled, distracted, in reaction mode, we tend to come out of our bodies and kind of exist either only in our heads or outside of ourselves. And there are many reasons why that happens. Trauma can be part of it, habitual life experiences that kind of create this pattern that we have. And most people operate on some level not fully embodied. It's for many reasons, and it's a great defense mechanism. Unfortunately, it becomes so habitualized that then it disconnects us. And as witches, our intuition, our capacity for response and not reaction is critical for our mastery. And so meditation addresses this. The more we meditate, the more embodied we become, the more present we become, the more capable we are between an external stimulus and our response to have space there and make choices that are empowering, right? And the more in tuned we are to the energetic fluctuations around us. This is about your intuition. This is about your psychic capacity. This is about your physical capacity to know what's happening around you. So the implications and benefits of meditation for a witch are so vast. I can't begin to delineate them all right now. I'm going to try, though, in the book that I'm writing. So there's that. This particular meditation is fantastic for if you're stressed out, if you're feeling like you can't get your head straight, if you're feeling like you're just being pulled in too many directions, if you feel too many fluctuations in the energy around you and you can't quite feel like your feet on the ground metaphorically, it's a great way to come in and center. So this can be done over the course of 5 minutes. It can be done over the course of an hour. I don't know, I'm not going to time us. I'm not going to give you a time limit. But one of the beautiful things about this practice is that it really um, practices the muscle. It exercises the muscle of just sitting in the exploration. So that's where we are. This one is called Returning to the Body. I will ask that all of you participate, but if you don't feel comfortable participating, because here's something to understand. We are now, even though we're far apart and we're on YouTube and we're on our computers and it feels like this artificial experience, it isn't. Tuning our intention towards one another creates an energetic field. That means that we are connecting in some way. It's not an intimate way, but we're connecting still. If you don't feel comfortable with that, if that feels like it's too much for you energetically right now, that is a very mature spiritual awareness to have. And you have the right and the permission and the empowerment to say, I am not going to participate energetically in what's happening here, but I'm going to respectfully observe. You can hold that space for yourself. You can make that intentional decision for yourself. And what that looks like, so that we're all kind of on the same page as to how this works, is that while all of us, or the rest of us, are engaging in the meditation, I'm going to close my eyes, we're going to go through this meditation together, you can hold heart space, intention. So that looks like, I'm not engaged, I'm not going to go on this guided journey with everyone, but I am going to hold space, meaning that I'm going to sit here with good intention of support for everyone who's engaging in that. That's all that means. That also means that you're not chatting. So don't engage in like just idle chatter. Excuse me, I'm gonna drink some water because don't engage in some idle chatter. Hold energetic space. Be a participant in a detached way if you don't feel like you want to like include your thread in this group experience. Okay, so hold on a second. Elliot, how am I doing? I don't see any texts. If I don't see any texts from you, I'm just going to assume that we're good. Okay. All right, my loves. So with all of that said, are there any questions about what we're going to be doing, what I've just said, um, whatever might come up? We're going to give it maybe another 8 minutes for questions. So rapid type if you do have a question, and I'll answer it, and then we'll get into the meditation in 8 minutes. And today's kind of, I mean, this is the first time we're doing it. So I'm going to just use this as kind of the guinea pig for how long these will normally take. I'm going to say that we're going to try to keep it within an hour. But if it goes over and it's too much time for you, you can definitely obviously leave and check back in for the recording later. Okay, any questions? I don't see any question. Oh, that's a good point. Let me give an announcement really quick while I'm waiting for any questions that may come up. Um, we opened a discussion forum on the website for people who are looking for community. It's free. It's available to anyone who has been a customer of the Witches Box in the past. You already have access to it. So if you've ever bought anything with us and you have a login, you have access to the forum. You can click on the forum link on the top in the menu bar, and you'll have one of our forums available to you. And it's basically an offering that we're doing because, again, we are all so separate. I have an intention to create some sort of community where we can all across the globe start connecting with one another. Someone had suggested, can we do a seed swap through the forum? You can. There are all these things that you can do when you gather together and connect with each other. So that's available. If you have never bought anything from the Witches Box, there is a way for you to register for the forum. The forum is free. Elliot, at some point in the chat, will give you a link to how to do that. So there's that. Other than that, I do not see any questions coming up. Thank you for the timing. This is perfect for grounding in my lunch hour. Perfect, Kim. Kim, were you the one who asked about your lunch hour time? I think maybe you were. Um, do you need anything else other than a journal? You don't need anything else other than a journal, but that's a good question. So for tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday, if you want to join again, um, there are those of us who love the bells and whistles, right? I love to have a candle. A candle just kind of helps me come in. You can do that. You can set up a sacred space for yourself. You can sit in front of your altar. So you have those options. It's not necessary. The beauty of meditation is that you just have to come as you are. I mean, the caveat here is that in an ideal world, you'd be sitting in a quiet space where you're not going to be disturbed, where someone isn't going to be coming in and out. That would be ideal. Some of you are not journalers. Journalers, is that a word? Some of you are not journalers. We're just going to invent that word. You don't have to journal. I love journaling, but I also think that keeping record and writing, there's a physical transformation that happens when you have an experience and then you have to physically write it out, not type it out, but write it out. That helps to integrate the experience. So the journaling is really about questioning yourself. Like, what did I experience? How was that for me? Did it work for me? What does that even mean? Right? So you can start to create a dialogue for yourself so you can check in with yourself. That's also an incredibly important aspect of being a witch that we'll talk about at some other date and time. I hope that answered your question. Let me look really quick. Are you open? Thank you. Do you need anything else in a journal? What are we meditating on? Just healing? No. Okay. So I'll tell you what we're meditating on. So meditation, for the most part, can be many things. It's about drawing your attention to a thing. For the purposes of in this meditation, we're returning to the body. This is a meditation that you can use when you want to come back into your body, you want to center, and you want to ground. And ground not necessarily into the earth, but into you. We operate so much in our heads, and we operate so much out just on the side of ourselves, right? There's a lot of psychology around that we're not going to get into here. But this is a meditation practice for when we're feeling unsettled, for when we're feeling anxious, for when everything is too much. It is also a really valuable practice for right now when things just are feeling so topsy-turvy and energetically we're being pulled in many, many directions. So it's a way to come back in. And it also, as a side benefit, creates a lot of space within you in terms of, I'll talk about this over and over and over again. It creates space between external stimulus and your own internal reaction or response, which is right now, let's say you turn on Facebook and it's one post of hysteria after another, and it is incredibly easy, right? To just get all caught up and, oh my gosh, and what's going to happen? What if someone dies? You get caught up so quickly. Meditation creates this miraculous, it's just miraculous. It creates this strange time shift inside of you where over time, the space and time between that reception of that stimulus that creates fear or anxiety or hysteria or anger or all the things immediately, right? It creates space between that stimulus and how you respond. It creates enough space so that you can make choices about whether you're gonna let that in or not, how you're gonna respond to that or not, are you gonna walk away from that or not. It gives you more power as a witch because you are able to discern what serves you and what doesn't, so you can make decisions based on that between the time that you have a stimulus and that you react. Does that make sense? So all meditation does that. This particular meditation is about coming into your body, centering and grounding. And it's the first one I chose because it's going to be the foundational building block for all the other things that we're going to be doing. Let me check in because we're almost done with question time. Are there, do you need anything else? No, I already answered that. What are the meditations? Okay, I told you about what we're meditating about. Okay. All right. So we are done with question and answer. We're going to get into it. I'm so excited about doing this. I can't even tell you. Okay. So, get comfortable. I am going to probably, I'm going to do something, Elliot. I'm going to shift my window so that I don't actually see the chat, and I'm going to leave the chat to you. My hope is that you all stop chatting. However, as people come in, because they're going to come in late, Elliot, can you just kind of orient them that we are now in the meditation and that they can pick up wherever they enter? Just come to the breath and follow the instruction. Um, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to do this because Elena needs to not be distracted too. Okay, we're going to start. First, I would like for all of you to get comfortable in your seat. Kind of just, if there are any kinks or any tension spots in your body, or if you're feeling a little uncomfortable in where you're sitting, shift and get yourself as comfortable as you can. I'm going to drink a little bit of water. While we're meditating, it's okay to reach for something to drink if you feel a little parched. It's okay that you're going to probably be distracted. So when that happens, a tip for meditation, and this is really at its most foundational. The purpose of meditation is to practice releasing the distraction. And I talk about this again. You guys are gonna get so sick of me saying this over and over again, but this is really the juice of meditation. We're going to be going through it, and you're going to be distracted by the chat. You're going to be distracted by noise coming outside. Maybe the phone rings. Your phone notification system is going to like go pop off. Flip your phone over. Don't look at your phone. But if those things happen while your eyes are closed and while you're trying to meditate, acknowledge it. Oh, the phone rang. Let it go. Come back to the breath. Oh my gosh, there are people outside. They're talking. Why are they talking so loud? Let it go. Come back to the breath. Just keep coming back to the breath. Your breath is your anchor. Okay, I'm gonna drink water. All right, my loves. We're gonna do it. Elliot, from time to time, I'm gonna open my eyes in case something goes, in case you need me. All right, get comfortable and close your eyes. I want you to begin to turn your attention to the sound of your breath coming in and out of your body. Don't do anything else. Just listen to what that sounds like. The inhale and the exhale. And while you're breathing and paying attention to the sound of your inhale and exhale, this is a great time to practice the releasing of distraction because there's nothing to do here but breathe. And if something pulls you away, like my voice or the screen or noises outside or thoughts about all the things that you have to do, that's okay. Just come back to the sound of your breath. There is no wrong way to do this. There is no wrong way to do this. As you're breathing normally, where do you hear or feel the sound of your breath? Just note what that is for you. Some of us will hear it in our nose, some of us will hear it in our throat, some will hear it in the lungs, in the chest. Just pay attention to these details of yourself. Now turn your attention to the sensation your inhale and exhale creates in your nose. Does the air feel cool or warm? Does the flow feel hindered by congestion? What does the exhale and inhale feel like in your nose? Just play with that. What does it feel like in your throat when you inhale and exhale? Is there tension there? Does it feel open, closed, constricted? Sometimes you don't feel anything at all. That's important to note as well. You don't need to do anything with this information other than acknowledge it. Now, feel what this air, this inhale and exhale, feels like. What are the sensations that it creates in the expanding and falling of your chest? Does it move the clothing on your body? What does it feel like on your skin? How does it feel in your rib cage? Do you feel tension, release? Sensations can also hold within them emotion. So if emotions come up, make note of those as well. Remember, this is about exploring yourself while you ride the breath. And lastly, tune into the sensations that your inhale and exhale create in your belly. Do you breathe into your belly? Does the expansion and contraction feel the same or different than your chest? Linger here, feeling these sensations as you now begin to intentionally lengthen and deepen your inhale and exhale. You want to go deep and very slow. As you lengthen and deepen your breath, consider your lungs, these balloons, right? That expand and contract, receiving air at the expansion and releasing it at the contraction. Really pay close attention to that sensation, just that opening and closing and opening and closing. This is about creating intimacy with yourself. So now you can pay attention to what your lungs feel like at the very beginning of an inhale and at the very end when you're bringing in the last sips of air that you can fit in there. Linger here as you play with that. I want you to consider that the air you breathe, the air that you receive, is energy. It's life sustaining. And it's more than just what your lungs hold. When we breathe, every single cell of our bodies breathe. So as you inhale, you receive, you nourish. Your body is energized by what you're receiving. Every single cell in your body is doing this for you. It's not just your lungs. As you exhale, you release, muscles relax, there's rest, and we exist in that pause. So as we breathe, we inhale slowly and deeply, and we exhale in a slow, lengthy relaxation. I want you to feel as if your entire body from within expands to receive this air, as if the whole of your body is the balloon, just like your lungs, only all of you. You expand from your head to your fingers to your toes and all places in between, and you open to receive this air, as if you were the balloon expanding and contracting. On your next inhale, breathe with the whole of your body and open. And then slowly release as every part of you relaxes and contracts. And the contraction isn't necessarily a forceful action as much as it is a letting go. Everything just kind of collapses in until you inhale again, and then the whole of you is filled from your heads to your fingers to your toes, all of you. I want you to be in this space with your long, deep inhales and exhales, breathing in this manner. If tension comes up, if sensations that you weren't aware were there come up, Acknowledge them, honor them, and letting them know that you will come back to them later. And then just return to your breath. When you engage your body this way, we receive so much information. And so it's very normal to not feel anything. It's very normal to be emotional. It's very normal to realize, oh my God, that really hurts. I didn't realize that that was hurting. All sorts of things may come up for you, and that's good. That's okay. Keep breathing. That's all you have to do right now. If there is a dizziness that comes up for you, be mindful to slow down your breath and try to expand your lungs and your body just a little bit more than you think is possible at the end of each inhale. That will often slow down the effects of the dizziness. There are times when we do this exercise, and the practice of acknowledging a sensation or an emotion seems to not flow. Sometimes a sensation comes up and it's challenging to come back to the breathing and to the sensation. That's okay. It's a practice for a reason. Keep trying to return back to the breath. Keep returning back to the whole of your body, expanding to receive air and then release. I want you to continue now for another 3 rounds of inhales and exhales in your own time. Don't rush. And when you're complete with those 3 rounds, I want you to slowly, as you need to and as feels most natural to you, create a transition for yourself so that you come back to the space, come back to your computer, come back to the screen, opening your eyes, And if it takes more than 3 rounds of breath, that's okay. You're home, no one can see you. Welcome back. So I'm not going to do a lot of talking now because there's this space that we're all in. It's nice to linger here, but I want to say a couple of things. This is a very simple but very powerful meditation that you can practice daily whenever you need to, whenever you feel like you need to. It slows you down a little bit and it gets you in touch with those parts of your body that you're holding or clenching or that is holding for you something that you're not acknowledging. And that can, as witches, becomes a weight or a drag or an energy leak. So doing exercises like this is really great because it gets you back into the knowing of what's going on with you. And the reason why I recommend journaling after this is because you're fresh from the experience. So if anything came up, emotions, pains, sensations where you feel like there's something tense, or this is also important to pay attention to when you're breathing in with your whole body, if there are parts of your body that felt like they weren't able to do that, that is important information for you. Write that down. It's okay that you don't have the answers as to why right now, but I'm telling you that if you keep doing this, the answers come up. Your body tells you. It's powerful work. It's super simple, but it's incredibly powerful. So I want to leave you with that. And I want to leave you also with, for those of you who are watching this on the replay, whatever questions come up, you can put them in the comment section below and I'll answer them. I would also love for all of you to share what your experiences were with this exercise in the comment section below as well. Tomorrow we will be meeting at the same time to do a different meditation, and that's a really it's building on this, and it has to do with working with the organs of the body and using the breath to kind of release stuck energy in those places in our body. Also, a really powerful exercise. Pay attention to how you feel for the rest of the day. There are no wrong answers to any of this. You may feel amazing, you may not. You may feel super emotional. You may feel like you were bored and you didn't do a single thing, and what the hell was this about? All of those things are valid. Make note of those. And I encourage you to show up again tomorrow to see how your experience changes or is different. I'm loving these comments that are coming up because I opened them back up for myself. I'm glad that those of you who joined. Even if you came late, that's okay. Again, tomorrow, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And that's it for today. You can use this video as a guide in the background whenever you want. It's going to be on our channel forever, as long as YouTube is around. And I'm so grateful that you all showed up. Thank you. Take time for yourself. And if you have it, take about 20 minutes to do a little journaling about what you experienced. All right. Blessings to all of you.